Welcome back, everybody, to PlaymakersFC. Nash is back. We're talking about Raheem Sterling now. As you can tell, the same day we recorded the Rooney one because we don't just wear the same clothes.
I only have one pair, so I'm going to look at those for the rest of my life.
A single t-shirt with I've got no pocket either.
Or ends of your sleeve.
No. Today we're going to talk about Raheem Sterling. Gets a lot of stick from the media and from a lot of fans, actually. Can he be world class? That's the main thing we're going to tackle here, because I'd say he's not quite now, but can he be world class?
Definitely. What age is Sterling now? 23, 24, yeah. Definitely. He's achieved in football already what most people never even get close to.
He's got one Premier League, one League Cup, but he's in a...
There's going to be a hell of a lot more than that.
Yeah, he's in a team that are probably going to dominate for a few years, isn't he?
Of course, yeah, and even when they're not dominating, they'll probably still chip in and win a cup somehow, and to my despair, they're a good side, and he is a great player. I think he's massively underrated. Even still now, I think it's just not a bit frustrating for him, because obviously he's playing good football and scoring well for City. He's in a team of extremely good attacking players. Some would argue that Leroy Sané is a better footballer in his day, or Aguero probably is at the moment a better goal scorer and a better footballer in his day, but I think Raheem Sterling could be right up there. Give it a few years. It's going to be so interesting how it plays out, and who's at the top of the pile, and who's not the Ronaldo and Messi, but who are up in there in the Ballon d'Or nominations. And these are the kind of people of this age, like the Neymars and the Sterlings, and plenty of other players, obviously Mbappe, so on and so forth, that are going to be up there. But you never know, there could be a huge drop off, but I can't see it with Sterling. I can't see it.
No, one of the big things that are chucked at him from a performance point of view is he doesn't score, or he's got no end product, isn't it? That's the quote-unquote phrase, which, as you well know from the WhatsApp group, I strongly disagree with.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true at Liverpool, but even in his first season at City, he looked to be improving upon that. I think he was still personally, I think at Liverpool he had the same, if not a slightly less amount of threat than he. He has more threat now. But still had a huge amount of threat, because he was just so raw and unpredictable and talented when he was at Liverpool, and playing with, obviously, up front with Suarez and Sturridge, when they were extremely good for Liverpool, made him a better player, no doubt. But you start to see it at Man City, and Guardiola is a fantastic coach, no one can deny that. He does mould these players that he can get hold of, and he knows he's got the talent, and you could see he's improving. His goal scoring last season was fantastic. His assists were great, but last season you've got to think, I can pull 3-4 goals out of the top of my head that were winners as well.
Against Southampton.
Against Southampton, I think, did he have the penalty against Burnley to draw up the game?
I'm not sure. I know he scored the winner against Bournemouth, Newcastle.
Bournemouth did it as well. That was last minute as well. Newcastle.
Yeah, they're all kind of 96th, 97th minute. He's scoring important goals as well.
Huge as well. There's a difference with a goal in the Premier League and a 6-0 drubbing, which obviously they have a lot of when they're smashing these Huddersfields of the world. Yeah. Yeah, 6-1. Sorry.
Yeah, 6-1. Danny Ings scored.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. But yeah, I mean that kind of goal is nearly priceless, isn't it? When you need these players to step up. And last season he showed it probably as much as any of his other teammates as well. He was fabulous. But something that we just spoke about before we started rolling was his goal scoring for City. He's got a rate of one goal every 3 games.
Yep.
Which obviously in that team is. Would you expect someone to score that with the kind of supply and the football they play? Yes, in a way, but you still got to put the ball on net. It's extremely incredible, and you got to think you've got other players that are, at the same level, if not better, who are trying to get on the end of these as well. There's a lot. They score a lot of goals, but there's a hell of a lot of competition to get them still as well. Like it's not just on a plate.
His assists as well. He's got 55 goals and 54 assists in the Premier League. That's mental. That's big numbers.
That is big numbers for someone who's been playing in the Premier League 6 years.
Yeah, he's been involved in, since the beginning of last season, 40 goals, which is only less than Salah, who was involved in 50. So that's more than Kane, more than Aguero, more than De Bruyne.
Yeah, true. And
more than Lukaku, more than
everyone
except Salah.
Yeah, what can you argue with that? And then I don't think Salah's assist stats are actually that.
Well, 42 of those were goals.
That's what I mean. And Sterling, I think he's probably about half and half, isn't he, roughly?
He got 22 goals last season, so yeah, about 18 assists. Yeah.
It's pretty good. That's an all-round attacking player in my eyes, and without looking at that kind of sums up how City's forwards, and especially their wide forwards, are expected to play.
So why is he still not talked about as one of the... He's not even talked about as one of the best players at City on a wide scale. Obviously, there are certain people who will say he is, but... And I'm sure they'll tell us, oh, yeah, I've always said Sterling was amazing.
Yeah.
But is it his off-field stuff? Although he doesn't do anything wrong off-field. It's the Daily Mail.
It's not really. Yeah, I know.
He bought a guard dog the other day.
15 grand, wasn't it? Yeah, that was plastered
bastard.
everywhere. Yeah, what a shame.
As you may have heard earlier, I bought a guard dog, but it was only 300 quid. Little shit down there.
It doesn't do much guarding either. But there's, I mean, it was like a big Rottweiler dog. They're not exactly cheap anyway. And if you're a footballer, you're going to buy an expensive dog, are you? Like, do you know what I mean? You don't just go out and buy a run-around car. You usually buy a supercar if you're a footballer, unless you can take.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I mean, they have the money and they spend it. Like, what's the issue?
No.
If I bought, the thing is, like, if you look at it relative to what he earns, if I bought something way above, you know, what I should be spending and what I'm earning, no one's going to write a news report about it. It's just because obviously they're in the eyes of the media and they're under scrutiny as well, and it must be horrible being under that kind of pressure.
I bought a PS4 Pro, and that was not in a Daily Echo.
Was it not?
No.
I think I sent it into it.
Fuming.
God, cheek. But yeah, I mean, there was a thing about his tattoo, and that tattoo thing was just before the World Cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
That was probably about a month or two before. Do you know what I really liked about that as well, and what we covered when we were speaking about Rooney in the previous video, was there was always a lot of, you know, obviously Wayne Rooney and the thing about, like, you know, grannies and, like, hookers and all this kind of stuff. Like, he was slaughtered for it, and, you know, some of these, I don't know the truth in them, they were probably only rumours, some of them were true, I don't know, but he was slaughtered for it. And what I liked about the sort of turn in public perspective was that everyone was kind of having a go at these kind of stories. It's like, who even cares? Like, who cares if he has a tattoo of a gun on his leg? Like, why does it matter? Who even cares? What was he smoking shisha or something at one point? Like, yeah, you know, it's his body. He can do what he wants. If it affects his football, then that's his decision as well. Do you know what I mean? And if he carries on doing that kind of stuff, he'll go downhill, and then he's the one that pays the price. But I don't think it's going to hurt him just, you know, sucking on a bit of shisha. That could have gone wrong, couldn't it? Yeah. You know, a couple of times a year. I don't really think it's an issue. But a lot of people were saying, let's not be so negative. You know, let's not get on the back of these players. Let's just support them. Let's actually be supporters.
Yeah, well,
and something good might happen. Exactly. And do you know what I did? And how good was the feel factor around the England squad last year?
It was amazing.
It was great, and for me that was a bit of a turning point there. Before a ball was kicked in the World Cup, that was a bit of a turning point, because even some of the other outlets were saying, why are we getting on these people's backs?
Yeah.
And the biggest one you've got, I think, was Rooney. He was kind of the catalyst for it. Of, you know, anything that he did was totally scrutinised, even later on in his United and England career. But yeah, with Sterling, I think it kind of works in reverse, because obviously we spoke about Rooney. His United goal scoring was, you know, impressive, you know, incredible, some would say as well. England return for Sterling, not quite there, is it? He's only really had a few goals for us. Was it four goals in total in all of his 46 games?
Yeah.
Which obviously isn't great, but he's not playing with the kind of supply that he does at City. But then this argument about how impressive Rooney's was that Sterling is not getting anywhere near the kind of goals you'd expect from a good footballer.
But I feel sorry for him in this England team, because he has to sacrifice himself to support Kane, because Kane is the goal scorer.
Yeah.
And that was an accusation of him at the World Cup, is that he wasn't very good. But for me at the World Cup, he was doing all the running. He was creating the space for other people, pressing people. And I'm not being funny, but all it takes is Kane to square the ball against Croatia, and Sterling sent us to the World Cup final.
I know. Yeah, you're a striker though. You're in the box and you shoot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know. It's obviously easy to say that now, but
everyone's slating him. He was a square pass away from probably having a statue.
Yeah, near enough. Even if we'd have lost the final, probably been up there. And one of the best nights out over that would have been as well. But yeah, it's give it 3 years. We'll watch back at this and think we were right. He's world class. I think. Do you think he'd be world class? I think he's more than enough talent.
I reckon he's already nearly there. I don't think people quite appreciate what he does, because, like we've said before, Ronaldo and Messi have skewed many people's opinions of players because they are so good. But as soon as they're gone, your likes of Mbappe, Sterling are going to be the best players in the world. And I would put Sterling up there with Mbappe. I really would. Yeah. He's not as athletic and kind of muscly, so not as nice on the eye. But
I don't know, Mbappe's pretty ugly.
but you know what I mean, as a athletic specimen.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But the impact is the same, if not better.
Yeah, I'd agree.
So let us know what you think about Raheem Sterling in the comments below. Like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. There'll be plenty more to come. I'm not putting the subscribe button
right there.
It's at the bottom corner.